Namaste, angels. This is the love reading for the week. Of course, it should have started yesterday. You guys know what went on yesterday, and then I finally got the reading up, the general reading up this morning. Mercury retrograde. I'm not gonna trip, or upset myself, stress about it. But I finally got it up this morning, and I was waiting for like some more views. I should have just went ahead and recorded this one anyway, but I was like waiting for like some more views before I put up the next one. And then I went to a meeting. I signed on before 6 o'clock, and I was literally the dead last speaker. It's like they skipped me somehow, and they were about to finish, and I was like, I signed up to speak, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. And so I'm finally speaking at like 9:30. So it's been one of those days, very, very long day. Again, I'm going to chalk it up to Mercury retrograde, but I am here. I do think that I waited too long to do the reading, though, to talk about Isis the way that I said that I would in the general reading. But I did pull out her cards, so to at least get an advice card from her for each archetype, masculine and feminine, as well as I think I'm going to talk about. I may even read the card with which we're going to start. But first, the dice. We're starting with no, buy shoes, and massage. Spirit says cocktail. It's 50-50. And sex. A lot of sacral chakra energy came up in the general reading. I was talking about intimacy and stuff. So this card, Serpent of Fire, Priestess of the Serpent, Sisterhood. First of all, I want to say, I think it was the Gemini New Moon and Solar Eclipse reading, where I was just talking about how like annoyed I get at people associating snakes with evil, or only with evil, as if they weren't honored and adorned by the Egyptian Parthenon. And here we see Isis with a python around her neck. I owned a python too. Many of you know that. I don't have it anymore. In any case, this card is similar to, the meaning at least, is similar to what the Emperor card meant for us in the general reading. I said that it was about our confidence, just being really strong, possibly stronger than ever before. It is about self-assessment, but we have to be careful about assessing like our current self based on some sort of old situation or pattern. We're supposed to talked about all the fire energy too. We're supposed to let that burn. Remember I said, let this stuff burn, this old stuff. And that's what this card talks about as well. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and read it so you can see what I'm talking about, if I can find it quickly. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Here it is. Isis, priestess of the Serpent of Sisterhood and queen of the Serpent of Fire, guides you through transformation now as your energy field grows. So we talked a lot about transformation, transition, transcendence also in the past two readings. Your energy field is growing stronger and old energies are being burned away. It's like literally the same words that I've been using with you guys. It's happening as part of the process of your growth. Trust that you are growing and are more capable now than you have been previously, which is exactly what I said about the Emperor card. I said you may be stronger than you have, feel stronger and more ready now than you ever have before. In fact, I called the reading being ready to face the magic or something, face the music rather. Do not assess your current ability based on past standards, as they no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have been before. You need to learn afresh of what you're capable. And Isis helps you now. Isis was helping you the other day too. Some of you will get that, some of you won't. It's okay. So that's the Serpent of Fire. From the Rider-Waite deck, we're starting with the Two of Cups in reverse. And there's no reason to, worry when you see this. If you're in a current relationship, it's not necessarily that your relationship's going to be turned upside down this week. It means whether you're in a relationship or not, your love life or focus on having a love life you may be focused to the detriment of your other relationships. So like your familiar relationships, your friendships, they may be suffering because of your love life or your focus on a love life. So like if you're always talking about being with somebody, or you don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to hang out, you don't want to talk to your friends because you're always depressed because you don't have no man or you don't have no woman or whatever, your friendships are suffering. If you do have one and you're always with them and you stop talking to your friends, you stop hanging out with your friends, you stop, doing everything that you used to do, and you just, all your time is allocated to your mate, your friendships are suffering, or your family relationships are suffering. Your work relationships may be suffering. Your job may be suffering. That's what this card is about. Two of Cups in reverse. It's to the detriment of perhaps all else or other things in your life. You are focused on your love life. From the numerology deck, I'm just using the same decks that I used in the general reading. We have card number 99, compassion. Behind it is card number 33, communication, which is interesting because I meant to say at the start of this reading that I was feeling that somebody or some people are like disappointed in themselves, that they haven't like reached out or attempted to communicate or taken advantage of some opportunity that came their way to connect somehow, even if energetically, and they just feel like they've blown it. And that may be also what this is about here. The Five of Cups is a card of disappointment. It's here behind the Two of Cups. So this may be, a separate message. Yes, there are people who, or at least one person watching, who is like disappointed in themselves for not having, taken the shot, taken an opportunity to connect somehow or communicate or something. Also, I started with the Strength card in the general reading, and it talked about how our greatest strength is, the ability to show somebody else compassion or forgiveness or something. So that could come up as well, and maybe is somehow tied to this failure to communicate. And failure to communicate, don't be too or overly hard on yourselves. Don't be too hard on yourselves, because some of that could be Mercury retrograde and beyond your control also. Then with the Angel and Animal Tarots, we begin with Balance or Temperance, card number 14. I don't know how many of you noticed, but the reading that I did, the general reading, was something like an hour and 4 minutes and 41 seconds. It was like 14:41 if you looked at, the time or how the length of the video, and which, of course, these are fives. This morning, I woke up before 5:55, but I heard a noise at 5:55 and went to my phone to pick it up. I thought maybe it was something from my phone, and that's when I noticed it was 5:55. And of course, today was the 14th. It was Flag Day. That's another 5. Somehow, today's date though was 655, right? 655. Something that came up today. It was 3. Maybe it was the time and the date. 3 5s and then the 6s. It equaled like 666, which was another card that came up in the general reading, the card of healing, and also equates to the feast day of John the Baptist, which I talked about quite a bit in the general reading as well. It's June 24th. So that's another 6-6. So something could be happening maybe specifically on that day as it relates to relationships and healing. And maybe that's the day you'll be able to step forth or, show somebody some compassion, or make a compromise with somebody, negotiate with somebody, heal, restore a relationship. It doesn't have to be necessarily with your romantic partners, especially if you have this going on. Maybe you're going to heal a relationship with your friends, because or your, again, business or your family, because that's the relationship that's been damaged, that's been suffering since you've been focusing on love or, your romantic life. Also, major arcana card Temperance or Balance represents the sign of Sagittarius, as well as Aquarius for me, because there almost is always a water bearer on the front of the card. Then also upright behind that is major arcana card 12, Awakening or the Hangman, which represents the sign of Pisces. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. Speaking of Pisces, in this thing with the zodiac signs that seem that, or elements that seem to pass away around the same time, seems to be water, and so far specifically Pisces this go around, and what I'm observing, at least, you know, in my surroundings. So like somebody that I'm with, whom I'm not friends, I don't know them personally, but somebody that I am like affiliated or associated, and it's an associate from social media, from Twitter. Very, very sad. Had a birthday party for her twins yesterday, and one of them drowned at the party. Yeah, water sign. And then some of you will remember the couple that from whom I bought most of my stones and stuff, and a lot of my jewelry, you know, including, I mean, they do precious gemstones, but you know, natural stones, but I've gotten like jade, I've gotten diamonds, you know, like pretty much everything from them. They wanted me to buy their store at one point, and I had a GoFundMe, so I was trying to like raise the money to buy the store from them. Anyway, the husband passed away, Pisces, and then as soon as I realized that you know, I'm seeing these water signs that were sadly passing, I remembered or recalled that in that Gemini reading where I saw the white buffalo calf woman, and knew what that meant, I also pulled several water cards. It was like the king, the queen, the knight, the page, like they all came up. So it could be all ages of people. And whereas I normally say something about who I'm, the type of person I feel will go in the archetype, I say, oh, I feel it's going to be older men, or, you know, older women, or whatever the case is going to be. And this time I didn't say any of that. In fact, I alluded to the fact that it could be anybody, and I said even pets, right? Even fur babies was the word I used. So that's happening. If anybody who's, you know, has lost anyone, of course, my heart goes out to you, condolences to you. But yeah, it's happening. The next card that is upright is the Four of Wands. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. Some of us could be like working in our homes, working on the environment. That's been a lot of the guidance that's been coming out, remodeling and things. Four of Wands also is about commitment and going to the next level. It can even be things like engagement and marriage, moving in together. And it's about feeling at least happy in your own skin and with your life. Awakening is about feeling in limbo. We had a lot of that limbo energy too that came up in the general reading, as well as in the Gemini new moon reading. We talked about purgatory. We talked about things like twins. We talked about creation, all of that, and so judgment. So that could be this hangman could be tied to that energy too. I do feel, though, that this love reading is going to be very upbeat, despite some of the things that I've talked about and some of the energies that I felt going through this. So I'm going to shuffle this deck first. Again, we're beginning with the Serpent of Fire. And we're just going to see what advice cards come out for each archetype. From Isis. I'll do one more. And Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius is our new overall energy. We have one advice card for the masculine. It is going to be Scales of Balance, Ancient Tantra of the Soul. And for the feminine, past life, present power, the many spiritual faces of you. So I'll just set these aside for now. I just opened to the Two of Wands also in reverse, opposite the Two of Cups. Now the Three of Swords. That could be the upsettedness or sadness for failing to communicate, failing to take advantage of an opportunity. Maybe to reunite or to heal a relationship, a situation. At least they turned the right side up. New overall energy is the Nine of Cups in reverse. Come on, come on. Another 14, moderation. It's another 5, change. Of course, 14, also 5. That's where I was going with what I was trying to tell you, but like I said, it's been a long day. I don't even remember the events anymore from 5:55 this morning. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to do that, but we're right back to where we started from with compassion as the overall energy. Here again, we were starting with another 14. I'm going to throw it in here. And 12, the Hangman, the Four of Wands. Six of Cups just flipped over. Five of Cups as well. Knight of... Oh, I'm sorry. King of Pentacles just flipped over too. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Pentacles is generous, professional, responsible, and practical. And maybe a significant Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Someone likened to those traits or attributes in your life. Our overall energy is the Eight of Pentacles, however, followed by the Five of Wands, and that's it. Next card was Strength. It was in reverse. So now I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck. The card that will represent the fire signs this week, yes, in love, is that Five of Cups, but now in reverse. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some Scorpios could feel it too. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Five of Swords. You see the fives again? Right, 5, 5, or 14. My fellow air signs. I almost forgot us. I was drawing a blank completely. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is the Sun. And last but not least, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Queen of Pentacles. Overall energy, the Nine of Cups in reverse. Did I say Nine of Pentacles? Nine of Cups, obviously, which is a wish card that also showed up quite a bit during the general reading. It is about prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true, goals being accomplished, right? Your things that you set for yourself to achieve, they're being reached, right? You're reaching those goals, those milestones. So very, very positive. And whether it is upright or in reverse, in love, it remains very, very positive and a really good omen for your love life. Existing relationships are likely to deepen with the showing up of this card. They just become sweeter, better, more meaningful, more, at deeper levels. So you get to know each other better and understand each other better. If you're single, you're likely to meet somebody with whom you can have like really deep conversations and a really deep connection, meaningful, real relationships. And this is like within the next few weeks, especially if you're out there mingling. So with that in mind, we're moving on to the Five of Cups in reverse, which seems like a weird segue. But this is you, fire signs, beginning to realize that you can have a happy and meaningful love relationship, like period. Like you don't have to accept abuse or bullshit or, trying to like bend over backwards and twist yourself into a pretzel or something just to make something work with somebody that is unsuitable for you. If you're not yet feeling this way where, you're ready to say like, hey, wait a minute, this is me and I'm better than this and I deserve better than this, you will be soon. So you should trust your instincts. And that goes for somebody who's in a relationship or who's not in a relationship. Like if you're in a relationship and not being treated properly, you're going to start to realize this, and maybe that'll bring forth a conversation where you can talk to your partner so that they can treat you properly, or they can take a walk, right? Take a hike. And if you're single, then you're going to sort of like demand, and it'll come out in your energy, what you're putting out there. You don't have to necessarily demand verbally, but you're going to demand what you desire. Things come back projected at us. So like if, let's say we lack confidence, we lack self-love, then it will be projected a lot of the time back at us through somebody else that doesn't love us properly, if at all, So it's all about mirroring all of this stuff. Anyway, moving on to, the earth signs and the Five of Swords. So this one isn't so awesome. The other ones are definitely a lot better. This one points to conflict, and it kind of says, I won't say it's unavoidable because it's not like it's a major arcana card, so it doesn't represent karmic energy or anything. So it is within our power to avoid it, but it could be difficult because, again, Mercury retrograde, things like that. It can also be about just things not working out as you would have hoped in a love connection or relationship. Can indicate there's a need for you to like pause, to think calmly and carefully about what are deal breakers in a relationship with you, and it's important to do a self-assessment. I've been talking about self-assessments the past couple of readings. It's important to do that self-assessment and to be honest with yourself first, and then be honest with, your mate if you have one, or, people that you are dating or meeting, letting them know exactly what it is, you're looking for, you're hoping for. Those things got to be done the right way. So yes, we have to let people know what it is we're looking for, but not like an asshole. You guys know what I mean, right? Moving on to the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So again, our card is the sun. And the sun in love and relationship, especially if you're in a committed relationship, it can be that like one or both of you may be in need of space. So you may want to take a break from each other, or you may be in need of space, again, like both of you together, and you just want to get away. And maybe you'll go and you'll, take a break, a weekend away, a mini vacation, a vacation, or maybe a longer vacation. Maybe you'll go to somewhere where there's a nice, hot, sunny climate, somewhere tropical, perhaps, with the sun showing up. It also, though, because people are feeling like they're in the need of space, even if you are, spending time together, but while in the need of space, it's definitely not a good time to, be coming across like, extra to your partner, like really clingy or needy. That's going to be a turn off. If you're single and looking for love, it could definitely be on the horizon for you. Like, get it, the horizon, the sun. Yeah. um, I'm feeling something else for Geminis too, because like the sun is in our sign, and I'm feeling like I'm being told something about that, but I haven't really gotten it. It could just be really, really positive when the sun is in your sign. When the sun is shining on you, things are being shown to you, things are being illuminated, and um, the sun can be about growth and new beginnings and things like that too. So maybe that's what it is for us. Um, Sun is also in our first house of self. Could be saying something about that too. That's when we're at our strongest, our most confident, and things should really be, looking up for us, if not flat out going our way. Moving on to the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a very feminine card that you have here, the Queen of Pentacles, and she may in fact be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes who is significant in your life, maybe particularly this week for you. This card can point to making plans and or strategizing, particularly for those who are single, right? You're not currently involved with anybody, so you're sort of like planning, strategizing how you can go about finding love. And that's really like a feminine thing to do. Like, we can plan out these whole things, whole relationships and situations in our minds, right? But we got to be careful not to chase it. And I talked a lot about this too in the general reading yesterday. The runner chaser dynamic. Do not chase anyone. Make yourself available to meet people, or for love, or to have a relationship. Make sure that you have space in your life for a partner if that's what you're putting out there that you want. And that should be what should come to you. Again, no bending over backwards, doing backflips, to try to make something come about, similar to what I said to the fire signs over here. Just put out what you want back. So again, the universe is mirroring, is responding to what we're giving. So you put out positive, upbeat energy, and know that you are worthy of love, you're deserving of love, and you have love to give somebody else that's going to help them to grow, and then that should be what's projected back at you. Just said we use the same cards. So again, what we did in the general reading, we're going to clarify these cards with the same decks we use in the general, beginning with the numerology deck. And the first deck, the first card up, so it belongs to the fire signs, is self-discipline. Card number 41. It's another 5 or 14 or, backwards. Self-discipline. So especially if you missed out an opportunity, that can be where the self-discipline needs to come in to get you to, be a go-getter and pursue these things, and not let like life pass you by. When I decided I was having a birthday party, that people were saying, "Oh, you're gonna have a party?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is before my father passed away, but I was saying like we're losing so many people, like in general, right? People are dying, and it's just it keeps coming up in my readings how like short life is, and we have an opportunity to see people. There's a lot of people we haven't been able to see, especially for people who live in places like New York, like I do, where we had been really, really shut down. New York was the epicenter, right, of the pandemic and all that. So, we just haven't been able to see people, and some people are gone forever, and we're not going to get to see them. So that was why I wanted to do it. And it just, every day I feel like that statement is more and more true. Like we're just seeing people experience like some of the most unthought of previously things, things we would never imagine happening. They're happening now. And we just can't, we should be realizing from all this that we're going through, you just can't afford to waste opportunities or, to be fake or to be phony and not, be happy, not go after what we want, like what we really want, none of that. So self-discipline definitely coming into play, and that will help you to not only to sort of absorb this energy, which is more positive, right? It's you getting out of the slump, it's you not wanting to miss out anymore, not wanting to, but like I said, you're not feeling that confidence coming back to you yet. This is what's going to do it. Earth signs, joining your 5 of Swords. Follow your dreams. That maybe this is about what the conflicts are. Maybe somebody wanting you to do what they want. 5 of Swords can often be about an unwise choice. One of my decks even says that. An unwise choice could be maybe try to follow the leader and do what somebody else wants. This card shows up to say, no, you do. You follow your dreams. And here we have, if we follow those dreams, if we remain positive, we have dreams coming true, right? Wishes being granted, prayers being answered, goals being accomplished, with the 9 of Cups as our overall energy. Moving on to us air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is happy ending, and it's more this yellow to go along with the sun, as well as purple. So I'm very happy about that. I'm already having a happy ending right now. Last but not least, the water signs. Your card is individuality. And I feel like it's speaking to you, maybe most loudly to those who are single and sort of alone. But I guess it can be speaking to those who are coupled too. Like, you're not just part of a couple. Like, you're still you. You're still to be valued. You're still to be treated a certain way. And again, not to be abused and all that. You're worthy and deserving of actual love. So I think whether you're in a partner, you're in a relationship, committed relationship, or you are single, this is about you valuing you, recognizing you, loving you, and putting that out there into your environment and making your environment as comfortable for you as you can. And then what else comes towards you will be in kind. So the next deck that we're going to use here is the Angel and Animal Tarots. So I guess I should say decks. As a reminder, the overall energy is the 8 of Pentacles. And joining the fire signs from this deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Very nice. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters. So stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. The Knight of Cups is perhaps a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. For me, often this is representative of somebody returning to your life. It can be an ex for sure. Mercury retrograde tends to bring out exes, bring back people into your life too. Or this could be you. This could be you wanting to pursue a love relationship, whether it's from your past or it's with somebody that you know from your past that you never had a relationship with of this type, and you want to change the dynamic, or this is just you feeling emotional and loving again and romantic and wanting to meet somebody. But it can be about you not missing out, right? And having the confidence and the desire to actually achieve your goals and manifest your dreams, which is a loving relationship. Moving on to the earth signs, joining Follow Your Dreams and the 5 of Swords. We now have the 9 of Pentacles. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. This could be one of your dreams. You pursuing something And this would be a very earth sign like, right? Pursuing something connected to work, or your own company, work or business or something. And maybe that's about what the arguments are too. You being you, basically, because that's really earth sign behavior. That's natural for you. And if that's the case, if somebody is not appreciating you for you as a person, and you're having conflict about that, then again, maybe it's time for them to take a walk, or at least for you guys to have a talk. And I didn't mean to rhyme, but yeah, it does. Have a talk about, what's important to you. Your dreams, your goals are important too. And maybe get your partner to see that, and to understand that maybe they have to have some compassion for you and compromise and lean a little bit more your way. This time I'll pursue my job, my business, and and you hold me down, and the next time I'll you pursue yours and I'll hold you down. We can make an agreement like that, or something like that here. Moving on to us air signs. I hope we continue to get nice energy, and we do. We got our own 9 of Cups. So dreams coming true, the happy ending is connected to something we've been wanting to manifest, very likely. Something we've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for, or grant, and it's being granted. It's here now. Now's the time your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. And last but not least, the water signs, your card is the 5 of Pentacles. Womp womp. Fears surrounding money. The wisdom to accept help from others. That's one thing that it could possibly be. And uncertain self-employment. So I think rather than, again, the wisdom to accept help from others, this is about you as an individual. And maybe not refusing help from others. I'm not saying don't take help from others, because that's not, balance either. But I really feel like this week is about you and your environment, and you making yourself comfortable in your environment, and then that will welcome other people in. This is just like fear of lack, fear of not having, and you do have, and you do deserve, and you do warrant, and you are worthy of. So this shouldn't even be, but you're gonna have to move beyond it. You're gonna have to have this confidence first, and to move beyond it in order to. This is not major arcana. It's only another 5. These 5s are so prevalent. So it is something that you can overcome, right? You don't have to let it take you down. Let's see what the remaining, the advice has to say. So I'll pull advice from these two, not just from the Isis. Let's see what we have for each here. I did the masculine perspective, and the perspective of the universe, like in general, in the Gemini moon reading, so I won't do it again here. Masculine, from the Angel Tarot, you have the 8 of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, and spiritual and emotional growth. Desire to move on doesn't necessarily mean you physically moving on, moving somewhere, walking away. It can be like, let's move on from this argument that we're having that's about bullshit. Let's move on from, the missed opportunity to now we do have an opportunity. Let's take advantage. It can be like sort of more metaphoric than literal. It can also be about, wanting a deeper connection and something that's more spiritual, like on a deeper level, which you have the potential to have with the Knight of Cups energy in particular. For the feminine, 10 of Swords, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better. And I'm feeling this is going to be coming pretty heavy from the water signs too. Just because I just went on that little mini rant about you being deserving and warranting and worthy of, you got to believe that about yourself. That will help you to expect things, expect better, toward you, because you deserve better. Somebody also could be recovering from an addiction. it's yet another Five of Pentacles for the masculine. And maybe in particular, the water sign masculine, maybe somebody with heavy fire and water, or again, maybe a Scorpio. That's why you're tied to the fire. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or career or any of those things, anything really in general, period, can block your progress, in any given area. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, not the best time to start your own business if it's actually money that you're worried about. Or to become self-employed. But for me, this card also applies specifically to love. It is about, fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, fear of rejection, mommy issues, daddy issues. All of those things show up when the Five of Pentacles is pulled in a love reading, in my expert opinion and experience. Speaking of missed opportunities, for the feminine, we now have the Four of Cups. Your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all of the gifts that God is presenting to you. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. And maybe that will be, this card is mostly for, of all the feminine, maybe it's mostly for the fire sign feminine who perhaps missed an opportunity before. Last but not least, from the numerology deck to the masculine, we have abundance. So something good, something positive does want to come your way, just as the Nine of Cups indicated, which is more of a reason to not be, walking around with this sort of fear of lack. Oh, how cute is this? The feminine also pulled a pink card, and it is card number 78, spiritual career. So you could be working on a spiritual career that is yours, or you may seek the guidance, advice, support, healing work of somebody that is already in some sort of spiritually based business. And now for those cards that we pulled from the Isis deck. Past life, present power, belonging to the feminine. And scales of balance, ancient tantra of the soul, belonging to the masculine. I will grab the book. Okay. Scales of balance. This is a very long passage. I'm just going to read the first part of it. Scales of balance, ancient tantra of the soul. You are a tantrika, an initiate on the path of divine healing of the masculine and feminine. And so that was what I was saying here with the Eight of Cups. I was saying it can be more so about wanting something more spiritual, something deeper. So it sounds like Isis is confirming that. So you're on the path of divine healing of the masculine and feminine, the two sacred polarities that are universal to human experience. As these energies come into mutual respect and balance, you attain great power, presence, and healing effects in the world of the soul and in the human world of forms here on this earth. You are supported in further exploring this path now under the auspices and blessings of beloved Isis. So she is supporting this energy that you're feeling here. And maybe that's what this is too. Like you just feel like you lack something important. You lack something deep. You lack something meaningful. That's the spiritual that you're seeking. And she is in support of you seeking that and growing. Moving on to the feminine. Okay. That was quick. Past life, present power, the many spiritual faces of you. When the soul is growing in service to humanity, in service to the great feminine and her call that all beings be healed and free, it gathers internal resources to assist on the path. These resources include powers and gifts from other lifetimes. You're currently integrating past life abilities and you are guided by the oracle of the past life present power to be open to shifting internally and your experiences of your own levels of power and spiritual ability. That could be another meaning of this spiritual career. You may find yourself interested in things that you weren't necessarily before, and they could be coming up from your past life. Like maybe in your past life you were, a medium, and all of a sudden you feel like you're hearing voices or something. Maybe you are. Maybe it's that Isis strengthening you in that area, merging those lives together. That's what she's trying to describe here. And perhaps if you're dealing with stuff like that, you can't very much focus on love and relationship outside of you. You can only focus on self-love until you're feeling more balanced and whole. We'll see. I hope you guys have a good week. The cards are very positive at the end of the day, although we saw a couple of fives. Don't let them get you down. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do appreciate it. I keep saying maybe one day we'll break through the algorithm again like we used to. Because I still get plenty of likes. I just don't get the views because I have the shadow ban, on the channel. Anyway, I thank you nevertheless. Namaste.